Hello and welcome once again to Body in Balance in Brookman's Park. I am Chris Pickard, Director of Body in Balance, and I have been working professionally with people's health for 22 years now. 22 years. In that time, I've seen an awful lot of very different, very bizarre things, both in the way people get better and in the way that people respond to what we do to get them better. So today, what I am going to be revealing to the general public is my 7-week anti-aging program, which has been based upon what I've learned over the past 22 years from people like Dr. Bob Rakowski, Dr. Al Sears, Dr. McCullough, Dr. Daniel Pomper, and many, many others, including my own experience and what I've learned from my patients in 22 years, because patients teach you a lot. So this 7-week program is based around trying to teach the magnificent 7 health protocols that I learned from Dr. Rakowski, but putting things together in a way that people can actually achieve fantastic results no matter what the budget. Because one of the biggest problems of health today is a lot of people, well, in my mind, it's not that they can't afford it, it's they don't want to afford it. They want to do something, but they're not ready to go the whole hog. So I put this program together so that even if you've got pretty much no budget, you just have a will to do something better, to explore a different way of living. Even if you've got no budget, there's something you're going to do that's going to help you. And for those of you that have got a budget and you really want to do absolutely everything possible, then yeah, there's a lot of things that a lot of options open for you. Okay, so hello everyone on Facebook that's watching, and sorry once again if you're watching on YouTube much later. So 7 weeks. Why 7 weeks? Well, why 7 weeks? Because it's all to do with the Magnificent 7, and also 7 weeks is really, it's long enough to actually start some changes. And also 7 weeks because I'm launching it now, and so this gives everybody a chance to do something before Christmas. Now, very often people decide to put things off until the new year because they say, well, we've got all these parties coming up, we've got all these things, I can't possibly do something healthy now. And I just say, hogwash, you're making excuses to stay the same. It's because you're scared of change. You don't want to actually change. You're fooling yourself. If you want to change, you'll do it now, and you'll still enjoy yourself going out and having parties, but you're just going to spend the rest of the time being much healthier. So start now and give yourself the gift of youth for Christmas. So what's my plan? My plan over the next 7 weeks is to make what's called your telomeres longer. What are telomeres? Some of you may be asking. Your telomeres are basically parts of your DNA that every time your cells divide and the DNA splits and you make, the mother cell makes some daughter cells, your telomere gets a bit shorter. And as your telomere gets shorter, it basically means that at a certain point it will just stop reproducing. But before it stops reproducing, there's more mistakes made. The cells slow down. Things don't work properly. The so-called aging process. Now, there are a lot of things, though, that you are doing that are making those telomeres get shorter quicker. And there are actually things you can do to slow that rate down. And there's probably even some things you can do to actually activate an enzyme called telomerase that can actually add a little bit of length to the telomeres. So who's up for making their telomeres longer, or at least slowing down the shortening process? I hope that's everybody. So telomeres. So the first thing we're going to talk about is actually number 3 here on the list, is homocysteine. Homocysteine is a chemical that your body makes, and it should then get recycled back into something useful. However, a lot of people can't recycle homocysteine properly, usually because of various nutritional deficiencies. And so it can end up being broken down into hydrochloric acid, which burns joints and muscle tissue, or it can be converted into something else that's also not very healthy and happy, so it's increased heart disease. High homocysteine is far more related to heart disease than cholesterol. It's also related to increased Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, dementia, arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. The list just goes on and on and on and on and on. But there are no drugs that lower homocysteine. So because of that, there's very poor doctor education about the importance of homocysteine. It's only lowered via the right nutritional approaches. And so this is the first thing. This is step one of the process. Is going to be something to lower homocysteine. So we're going to be looking at changing your diet a little bit in the first week. And I'll get into that in a moment. And adding some nutrients for those of you that can afford it or want to afford it. So homocysteine. Second thing is we're going to lower something called glyphosate in your diet. Glyphosate is just one of many herbicides that are going to be in your body. Now, glyphosate rips holes in your gut, in your intestine. It makes gluten 100 times worse for your body, even if you're not gluten sensitive. But it's also really bad for your liver, and it can cause non-alcoholic fatty liver disease very, very quickly. And the problem with glyphosate is it's found on nearly all non-organic fruits and vegetables, and it's found on nearly all non-organic and organic wheat and grains, especially the wheat products. So even if you're eating organic wheat and grains, you're still probably getting lots of glyphosate. And glyphosate, if it's disrupting your liver, it means you can't get rid of things that you need to get rid of it. You can't lower inflammation. You can't make the proper enzymes that will help lower, for instance, homocysteine or convert homocysteine. It's a strain on your body. So the first week, what I want people to do, or I encourage you to do, is swap as many fruits and vegetables as possible to organic fruits and vegetables. Just swap to organic as much as possible. Now, this doesn't actually eradicate all pesticides and herbicides, because believe it or not, there are some herbicides and pesticides that are allowed even on organic stuff, but you will lower glyphosate and you will lower lots of other pesticides and herbicides, and it's been shown that within 1 week the residues of herbicides and pesticides will decrease just by switching to organic. Now, the other thing I want you to try and do is try and cut out wheat as much as you possibly can. So if you're having it every day, just try and cut it down to every other day. Okay, so that means like Weetabix, nearly all cereals, bread, biscuits, pasta. Don't go gluten-free, just go completely wheat-free, whether it's gluten or not. Just try and get rid of other grains. At least lower the amount of grains you're eating. So halve it or quarter it, or just treat it, if you must call it a treat, because it's not really a treat, because it's not good for you. Try and decrease the amount of grains that you've got in your diet. So increase organic fruits and vegetables, but especially dark green leafy vegetables. My favourites are beet leaves, because beet leaves are high in betaine or betaine hydrochloride, which is a specific thing that helps lower homocysteine. Okay, and you can buy betaine hydrochloride, also known as just TMG, trimethylglycine. They're both very, I think they are actually the same, and they're pretty cheap. So as supplements go, if you've got a really tight budget but you want to do something, just get some TMG or some betaine hydrochloride. But TMG is the better version. I think they are the same, but TMG, trimethylglycine. Okay, eat a lot more green leafy stuff. Also, if you're going to eat red meat, eat grass-fed beef, because grass-fed beef is high in omega-3 fats. So instead of having red meat every day, just have it once, but make it really good quality. It's full of omega-3 fats. It's full of vitamin B12, which again you need to lower homocysteine. This is one of the reasons why vegetarians tend to have slightly higher homocysteine than meat eaters. But the other thing is red meat is full of a protein called methionine, and there are no proper vegetarian sources of methionine unless you're growing your own coconuts, because fresh coconut flesh that's been eaten within 3 days of coming off of a tree has got methionine in it, but apparently it breaks down after 3 days. And methionine is again very much needed to convert homocysteine back to some useful things. it's very expensive to buy as a supplement. So you're actually much better off getting a specific supplement that doesn't contain methionine if you're a vegetarian. So first things, as I said, is make sure that you increase organic, that you decrease grains, and you look at adding something to some kind of supplement. Now, if you want help with supplementation, then give me a call, because there are a few different ones that I'd recommend. Okay, so what else is coming up over the next 7 weeks? Well, we're also going to be looking at some detoxes, some diet variation strategies, some fasting strategies. We're basically going to go through a number of different things. Now, if you just want to follow along with the weekly videos, that's great. If you want to get emails, which will have a little bit more support, make sure you're on my email list, so contact me. And then the other thing to do is to, if you're wanting more support, if you're an existing client, then come in, we'll talk about it, and I'll actually help design a program for you. But if you want as much support as possible, I have a private Facebook group called the Magnificent 7 group, or the Magnificent 7 Health Strategies. Now, it's a paid for membership only. It's £247, and at the moment it's for lifetime access, but soon it's only going to be for 1 year at a time. Now, in that, we're actually going to be going a lot more into depth into each week. There's going to be a lot more individual support. I can actually help design programs for you. Now, if you want the absolute full-on program and you're an existing client, then we can supply all the nutrients, we can do everything for you. And if you're actually going through the full program that I'll be recommending with all the right nutrients, like the brain detox and other intracellular detox methods, and detox shakes and tea and coffees that help. If you're going through the full program with me, then you actually get the Magnificent 7 coaching group for free. So, and if you're an existing client and you come in and you start the program, then make an appointment and you also get some money off the Magnificent 7 group. So if that's of interest to you, PM me or just ask me details, or give the clinic a ring on 01707 662 704. And next week, I'll be telling you what the next phase is. Okay, so the first one though is to just change to some organic and get rid of grains, and think of lowering your homocysteine. I think that's it. Yep, that's all I want to talk about today. And if you know of anyone that wants the gift of youth for Christmas, then please share this video. Live long and prosper. Be well and prosper. Bye now.